Come on. Now, you really get me where I live. And that's why I'm moving. Anyway. Well, we'll get to this in a moment. Oh, you're not. We got a good show for you. As you can tell, we got something special going on over here. I'm not going to tell you what this is, because I don't know what the hell it is. You're either opening a Mexican restaurant or we're going to play. I don't know what's going on. I'll get to you later, all right? Oh, you're not. Good? Okay, we got a good show. Before we start, I was thinking this morning, which I do occasionally. Thought of something that really isn't fair. You think about this. No matter how a dog really feels, he's always sick as a dog. There's something in there, and I don't know what it is. Speaking of dogs, did you read today Rex, the White House dog, President Reagan's dog, had to get a rabies shot today? Was bitten on the paw by Sam Donaldson. No. A little rainy out here today, but as usual, I took my morning walk. I live out in Malibu, along the beach in Malibu, and I found I've always wanted to do this. Saw a bottle with a note in it. And I ran, little cork, took it out. There was a note in the bottle, took it out, and the note said, "Help. I'm an Avon lady being held prisoner in Tammy Baker's beach house." ¿Eso es un chiste bueno?
Sí, muy bueno.
Sí, muy bueno chiste.
Sí.
We are in what we call television sweep week. You know what that is? They take ratings of all the shows. Watch your local news, and you will find out they hype the shows to get ratings. For example, last night on KNBC News here, our Channel 4 weatherman, Fritz Coleman, during rating week, introduced the first combination windsock and condom. So you're going to have safe sex during a hurricane. Hey, our friend Merv Griffin was in the news again today. He bought the Beverly Hilton Hotel. For something like this, for $200 and some million. And the reporters got to him and said, "Are you happy with the purchase of the hotel?" And Merv said, "Ooh, yes, ooh." I have some pretty big real estate holdings myself. I just purchased the Wink and Nudge Motel on Ventura Boulevard. Merv's hotel should do pretty good. Zsa Zsa promised to have a honeymoon in every room. What else? Now, Jessica Hahn. Remember Jessica Hahn? Of the PTL scandal fame? Just moving into Hugh Hefner's mansion. Yeah, Jessica Hahn is in Hugh Hefner's mansion. Jim and Tammy are in Malibu. She only proves that the wages of sin are well above minimum. Jessica Hahn. Wasn't she a church secretary? Now is living at the Playboy Mansion. She got her first call today from Jim Baker, wanting to know if she would introduce him to her sorority sisters. The CSE? The CSE, okay. I'm checking with musicians here who don't understand English at all. I was not going to talk about it. Now, a little something political. Did you read today that the Reagan administration is cutting the surplus handouts of cheese by 50%? Yeah. Those cuts were ordered by Reagan's Food and Nutrition Service. Now, that's the same department that once classified shoelaces as a pasta. But the Reagan administration hasn't totally forgotten the poor this Thanksgiving. They're extending the shelf date of Korean War spam to 1990. What else is happening back there? Oh, Speaker of the House, Jim Wright, seems to be in trouble with the president. Yeah, the president apparently criticized Speaker Jim Wright for trying to negotiate peace with Nicaragua. And Reagan told Wright, Don't do my job for me. That's what I have Ed Meese for. A little tidbit that was in the news that you may find interesting. Maybe not humorously, but interesting. The very first synthetic diamond was manufactured on this day in 1959. That's right, friends. It's Cubic Zirconia's birthday. And to celebrate, the Home Shopping Network has baked a huge Capo di Monte cake. I knew that was marginal, but you throw them all out for you just pick and choose whatever you like. McDonald's is in the news again. You know, the McDonald's with the arches. They're now experimenting, it's in the paper, with baby food. They're trying to come out with a special McDonald's baby food. They're marketing in Pennsylvania for 35 cents a jar. Now, they're selling the idea to adults with a catchy new slogan. It says, "You deserve barf in your lap today." Tonight, we have Mr. Jay Leno is with us tonight. And another clever comedian hasn't been with us for a while. George Miller is here. Actress Jane Atkinson is here. And we have something obviously planned special with the orchestra tonight. Don't give them too many details, but as you can tell, we've got a very expensive set here. Extra musicians, cacti plant, conga drums, phony flowers. Right? You got it.
Key.
What? See?
Key.
Okay. We'll get back and find out what this is about. Thank you for coming. We'll be right with you. Miniseries, Napoleon and Josephine. Billionaire Boys Club, Echoes in the Darkness, Poor Little Rich Girl, which is on now. On a local show in Los Angeles called Eye on L.A. They have segments entitled Topless Hawaii and Topless L.A. You know, just have to put them in during these rating weeks. KABC News had a special report on sexual addicts. KNBC News had a special report on how to become a game show contestant. Geraldo Rivera, yesterday, now his theme show, this is for real, was breasts. Why are American men fascinated with them? Like, we need Geraldo to look into this to tell us why. But Geraldo did it, folks. Donahue, never to shy away from ratings weeks, did a program on why we enjoy erotic dancing. Even PBS kind of loaded up. They had a 2-hour special on the 20th anniversary of the Beatles' Sgt. Pepper album, but that's not, what you call, sexual in the context. And if you look in your TV guide, you will find a lot of the motion pictures that are on during ratings weeks are a little bit on the sexy side. You can't possibly see all the stuff that is on. We looked at some of the shows coming up. You might want to make some notes and show you how standard shows are really, really changing during this period. The Newhart Show. Now, Bob's a good friend, It's a nice, easy, funny show, but they're going for a more ethnic audience during Sweep Weeks. They fire brothers Daryl and Daryl and replace them with Nicaraguan President Daniel Ortega and his lookalike, Geraldo Rivera. On 30-something. Are you familiar with that show?
Yep.
All right, here's what they got coming up. Melissa is crushed when a bartender tells her both her Perrier and her chest are flat. Oh. This month on the CBS News, News, to beef up their male audience, Dan Rather will wear stitched on his sweater the home phone numbers of Leslie Stahl and Diane Sawyer. Okay. Are you familiar with Paul Prudhomme?
Yes.
Yes. Husky New Orleans Cajun chef Paul Prudhomme will appear in an NBC special and show how to prepare a Thanksgiving extraterrestrial when he stuffs Alf with jambalaya dressing. Too long. Even Saturday night, right here on NBC. 3 wild-eyed prospectors dig into a Florida home and pan for the Golden Girls. Oh, you're right. Solid gold. Now, solid gold is pretty sexy as it is. The solid gold dancers take a sex chromosome test, which shows that they were all former defensive linemen for the Cleveland Browns. On Wide World of Sports, live from Innsbruck, Austria, commentator Chris Schenkel demonstrates what his last name means in German using 3 Bavarian farm girls. And here's my favorite, on Perry Mason. You know, it gets good ratings anyway, but look what they do during a sweep week. Perry Mason, Raymond Burr, is accused of the murder of 43 policemen after he swallows an entire Winchell's donut shop. I thought that was a finisher, and I guess in a way it was. Anyway, those are some of the shows at home. Good. Okay, in just a moment, I will go over and we will find out what is happening in this area. Stay where you are. Okay, all right, yeah. Okay. Obviously, we got something real special tonight.
It's a night of Latin madness. That's
All right,
what it is.
Well, we can certainly use that now. You said last week,
Yes.
that on Tuesday, that you were going to have 20 Latins playing drums.
Yeah, I said that.
Now, no tenemos 20 Latinos aquí esta noche. Tenemos 2 Latinos. 2.
Sí,
¿Sí latino? ¿Está latino? ¿Cuál es su nombre?
Luis Conte.
Luis, ¿es su nombre?
Richie
No,
Garcia.
I thought...
This is the other guy.
Okay. Hay 2 Latinos aquí. ¿Sí?
Luis Conte.
¿Sí?
And the other guy.
Yes?
The other guy. The other guy.
El otra persona, sí.
And this is...
Este hombre no es latino. No. ¿Cuál es su nombre?
North Americano.
Excuse me? What is your name?
Kevin Quinn.
Kevin Quinn is our stage manager, who happens to be a fine Congo player. So this is Kevin, non-Latin. And what happened to the other 17 Latinos?
They didn't show up.
No. No, aquí eso no llega. Aquí es su problema.
I got on the telephone, I called, I said, para la cocochita, para la cocochenta. And nothing happened.
Okay. Guys, it's nice to have you with us. Kev, you all set?
Yes.
Now, you got a big chart here.
Yeah.
I heard it all afternoon. I was sitting in my office and had the monitor on. Dynamite.
Well, how'd you like it?
I think it's great.
Is
really
it,
cool.
how about the decorations?
Yes. John Trump came up with this.
We figured if we spent enough money on decorations, you wouldn't dare cancel a number.
No, I'm committed. I'm looking forward to this. And it says right here, this looks like it's about 3 minutes, 45 seconds.
No, it's going to go a little longer.
What do you mean going to go a little longer? It says right here, 3 minutes, 45.
No, when they ask me how long a number is, I always tell them it's only going to be 3 minutes and 45 seconds.
But you're gonna...
And then we play as long as we want.
Okay. Okay. And of course, I'm going to get out of your way.
Don't you want to know the name of it?
La música es la bamba.
Yes,
La bamba.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about that? Here we go. Arriba, arriba, arriba.
tell you, friends. Wait, how about that? You're right, that's hot. Yes. Yes, that was, you're right, that was hot. That was Doc Severinsen and his Green Card Orchestra playing La Bamba. Say, mucho calor. Magnifico. See, we'll be back in a moment. Hot stuff tonight. Okay, George Miller's here, Jane Atkinson, and my good friend, who has an upcoming special on NBC called Jay Leno's Family Comedy Hour. And it's going to be on Thanksgiving evening, November 25th at 10 p.m. Would you welcome Jay Leno?
And it's Sweet Sweet.
That's right. Have you ever followed a fiesta before?
I haven't. I was just watching the news there. You know, they're filming that tonight they have strip searches at Catholic girls' schools. Are they necessary? So I think
We missed that one. You know, I don't know if you saw, when we did our anniversary show, we played some early appearances.
Oh.
We had Letterman, we had you,
Yeah.
we had, I guess, Brenner and a couple of other guys. I almost didn't recognize you. It was about, 10 years ago?
about 10 years ago, yeah.
And you came out, you were wearing a suit.
I know,
It looked like it was a used clown outfit. You were Clowns or Us or something, and you had a hairdo out to here, but the suit was
The
green.
Beatles, no. It was a green suit. At the time, that was a great-looking suit. I know.
Did somebody say you should wear a green?
Well, you know what it is? I didn't own a suit, and I went to wardrobe, and I said, do you have any... He goes, oh, we got all kinds of... I think he said, beautiful clothes. I said, really? Oh, we got some beautiful things. Sure, it's a lot of the stuff, all the big stands. I mean, the way he was talking, whoever was working there. So he put the suit on. You know how when other people dress, you go, it looks great.
Yeah.
You know, so I kind of walked out like this.
It was an attention getter.
Yeah, it was.
What do you got here?
Oh, I have, you know, I sensed 2 weeks ago when you were talking about Death to America Day in Iran,
They actually had it.
people didn't believe, they didn't really believe
They
you.
had
And
Death to America Day, and they had parades in
right.
Tehran.
And strange enough, I was working in Tehran.
At the time?
weekend. Yeah, I was.
How lucky. What a nice
I was a
segue.
little comedy club called Khomeini's, a little...
Khomeini's?
little club.
Khomeini's Improv, huh?
And these are just some cards. These are some cards. These are the cards that the Iranians actually use.
You want me to see? Look at it?
You may read them if you like. You see, that one's very tasteful. It says,
With best wishes
Best
on your
wishes.
anniversary. May your face be crushed under the heel of the great mullah. It's nice. It's sentimental.
Nice.
Sentimental.
this one is a nice one. Very
You want you to read
just as
that
simple. This is, may your head turn into cheese, you Yankee imperialist scum pig.
one? You know, Hallmark made it. These kind of things.
You
Yeah.
know, I guess when you're multinational, you have to appeal to everybody.
That's right.
And this is just a simple one, happy anniversary, and it says, and as you can see, a happy death to the great Satan. A nice little thing.
These
I
from
think, the
Khomeini's,
holiday.
huh?
Yeah, from the holiday.
So how you been?
I'm real good.
They're following you around in the hall. I saw, what's the lady's name? Colleen Williams?
Yeah.
From the news is following you with a cam. What's going on?
Oh, they're doing this day in the life thing. They're following me around all day. And
Yeah, do you like that?
It's kind of, but you know, it's strange because you think,
What is a day in the life of Jay Leno?
well, it's not very exciting actually, but you think people know who you are when you, like, this is absolutely true. I was doing a bunch of dates in the Midwest, and I was in Ohio. I don't want to say the city. I don't want to embarrass the news person, but, oh, there you are. And I'm on with a 5:30 newscast with this newswoman, you know, and she says, Mr. Leno, I'm very sorry. I'm just not familiar with your work. You know, tell me about you. I said, oh, that's fine. She says, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm on the Tonight Show a lot. I'm on Late Night with David Letterman. She says, oh, okay, because I was promoting the news comes on. I'm sitting right next to her. I see what she says. We're talking with Jay Leno. Jay, who claims to have appeared on the Tonight Show. Like I'm lying, like I made it up.
Like that can't be checked.
Yeah, you're like you couldn't check. And you get a lot of that. I was in Atlantic City last week, and the guy says, hey, I know you. I said, TV? No. I said, I'm on the Tonight Show a lot. I still in on Mondays. No. You work in a gas station next to Cox? And they don't
Yeah.
believe. You know.
That happens with television. They see a face, and, you know, you're relatively new, but
Yeah.
but they're going to, you know, they'll know you all over the country.
Well, we'll see.
But have things changed for you? I know your income has gone up.
A little over the scale now.
Yeah.
Things are going great.
What were they paying you for a first job when you worked the clubs? I guess a lot of times these guys went in, actually
We know
worked
what
for
it was.
nothing.
You work for nothing, but then you go on the road, and there's a real pecking order. to how you eat in these places. I remember I went to one club, I was the headliner, and they said, Jay, you can have anything on the menu except the steak. And then the middle act, they said, you can have any one of the appetizers or any of the soups. And they actually said this to the opening guy. They said, and you can have any one of the sandwiches in the machine. Oh. And that's the way it is. Like, can I give him my potato? Is that okay? If I order potato and he eats it, do we get fired now? I mean, there's a real pecking order. Like your nutritional needs are based on how good your act is. It's very odd.
Your parents follow your work a lot? I mean, do they watch you?
They get a kick. They
Do they understand?
Well, you know what it is? The first time, they watch. It's all the time. It's all the time. Now, I say, you see the show? Your father tried to stay up. I get that. Your father wanted to see it. You know, he tried to stay up. And, of course, they can't figure out the tape machine, so that's another whole nightmare. But,
Parents are a great leveler. You know, they're a great leveler because no matter how successful you might become, you're still their kid. And Norman Lear told me a story. Now, Norman Lear, who's that on the Sanford and Son and All in the Family and had tremendous successes as a producer, told me a story that when they gave him, I think it was the highest award they could give you, the Governor's Award or something, and he'd called his mother. You know, now Norman is not young. He's about 63, maybe 64. Calls his mother and says, Mom, they're inducting me into the Governor Award or something. And his mother said, well, I guess they know what they're doing. And all of a sudden you want to go, mommy. So it just puts you right back.
Well, my mother's a great one for muttering things under her breath. You know, my mother never actually objects to things. It's like when my wife and I lived together before we were married, and my mother never really said anything. She would always mutter. You know, like I would go over there for lunch and say, Ma, pass the milk. You don't buy the cow when you're getting the milk for free, do you? What, Mom? What'd you say? You said something.
Don't have butter in the icebox, yeah.
Oh, all the time. Pass the bread, Mom. What's another slice off the loaf? What, Mom? I'm just a mother. My opinion means nothing. What, Mom? Nothing. No, all the time.
Yeah. Were they strict when you were growing up, or?
Yeah, they were kind of strict, but we always had a lot of fun, you know. I remember, I was thinking about this the other day. I was thinking, what did I talk about on the show? And this is absolutely true, because it was Thanksgiving, and my mother reminded me about this, the comb and the roast beef story. I mean, we were having Thanksgiving, I remember. It's about 1956. I was 6 years old, and my father built this big patio, and he had just bought my mother one of these rotisseries. You know, they just come out where you stick the metal things in, the meat goes around, it's electric, and my father was, hey, come on, invite the whole family over to see the new grits. So we had the rotisserie going. My mother had bought this huge roast about this big. It was enough to feed 10 people, and you know how you tie it with string?
Yeah.
And I was a little kid, and I'm sitting there, and the rotisserie is up here, and it's going like this. You know how you kid, I'm trying to, like, my mother had marinated the meat, and I'm trying to, like, pick pieces off, you know, how you do like this. But I couldn't reach it, so I had an ace comb in my pocket. So I took the comb out, and I'm trying to, like, you know, and I'm going, I mean, you're a kid, I'm 6 years old. So I get the comb up there, and it gets hooked on the string. So now the comb starts to go around, and I can't get my comb, and I said, oh, and I left. I walked away.
You're out of it.
Yeah, I left. So my father, you know, come on, everybody. Hey, we're ready for the roast. Come on, everybody. Sit down, you know. So everybody's sitting around there, you know, and my father, he takes the roast off, and it looks delicious, you know. And everybody's sitting, you know, they're sitting like with their forks, you know, up in the air, waiting to eat. My father starts to cut, and all of a sudden goes, clang, this big piece of plastic goes clang, and the meat is all pink underneath. He goes, that. I said, oh, it's my comb. It melted my roast. He said, your comb. He picks the roast beef up, he throws it out in the yard. All the dogs, they're all eating it. Everybody's like this, staring out the window. These four dogs, they just tear the roast apart, and we had nothing to eat.
That's funny. You know how your mind works when you do comedy? I was listening to this story, and I was seeing your dad carve the turkey, and somebody says, there's a leg for you, thigh for you, here's a breast for you, here's a comb for you. I was just going down there. What part would you like? Give me the comb, please. I always like the comb. You want to do this first? We'll do this. We're coming right back. It's comedy time tonight. I feel like I'm an MC at the comedy club or the Improv or something. I with Jay here. Here's a young man who's a fine stand-up comedian. Been on the show many times. He's appearing at the Comedy Store at the Dunes in Las Vegas. Some people call it that. They've been there a few days in Las Vegas. The week of December 8th and Christmas week, you'll be in Daytona. He'll be in Daytona Beach, Florida at Mac's Famous Bar. Here's George Miller. George?
Thank you very much. Boy, my heart's beating. I was a little bit late. I got detained. I was at a meeting of the People Who Think Robin Williams is Not a Genius But Merely Annoying Club. And I was a little bit late here. Late Show Business Bulletin. John Larroquette of Night Court has won another Emmy. They gave him the award for Most Impressed with his own award. So Jay was talking about his mom. My mom has her own business now. She's in the yellow pages under I Can Spoil Any Occasion. That's not true, but my mom does give guidance in the form of little phrases. Like, think back to when you were a little kid. I know you've all heard this expression before. I first heard it when I was a little kid. Somebody says, I want something. And my mom says, people in hell want ice water, but they're not getting it either. I got confused. I thought hell must be like Denny's. It's hard to get ice water. It's always full of that guidance. When the going gets tough, the tough get going. Right, Mom? You have anything for the wimpy? Happiness comes from the inside. That's why you always feel better after you puke. Does your mom make a big deal out of everything? Would you like a cracker while I've got them out? Oh, yeah, Mom. Wouldn't want to blow this golden opportunity. Now, if you see me the last couple of years, you know I'm the comic who's always looking for a gimmick. That's what the hell to do. But tonight I'm the In the News comic. A lot of interesting stuff in the news. My favorite news story of last year was Richard Miller, the convicted spy, got 2 life terms plus 50 years plus a $60,000 fine. And he better pay that fine or he's going to be in a lot of trouble. Oh, more applause. My goodness, more applause. I like to watch CNN, the all-news network. They got that Oriental newscaster, Sasha Foo, F-O-O. I'll never forget the first time I saw her. She said, I'm Sasha Foo. And I thought, don't be so hard on yourself. Yeah, such a fool. That woman just got it now. And Siskel and Ebert are always at the movies together because neither one of them can get a date. Gee, I wonder why. A fat guy and a gay boy. What a mystery. Not true. I just said that for a cheap laugh. Siskel is not gay, but the other one really is a wad. Violence is the #1 problem. Remember a few months ago, the terrorists, they said they were going to start doing stuff in the United States. They mentioned department stores. That'd be pretty scary. You'll run for your life at Sears. David Horowitz on Channel 4 here. This is true. This is the single most stupid thing I've ever heard. This is on the news. Some people sued the police department because on television the police say if you have an emergency, dial 911. These people had an emergency. They claimed they couldn't dial 911. You know why? They couldn't find 11 on the phone dial. Are these the same people who want to take one-a-day vitamins, but they can't figure out the dosage? Is it the same people? I'll tell you something real stupid that happened to me. I went to a comedy club. They picked me up at the airport, okay? The driver was Danny, not the brightest guy in the world. I got off the plane. He's holding up a big sign with his name on it. You want to say something really stupid that makes no sense? Next time somebody says, have you gained weight? Tell them, no, you've lost eyeballs. Makes no sense. And speaking of that, I had a blind date recently, and she was real overweight, and she kept asking for compliments. Do you think I have bedroom eyes? Yeah, and a kitchen butt, too. Well, I was married for a long time, and after several years, my wife presented me with a beautiful 9-pound baby boy, and I want to tell you something. I couldn't have been any more proud if that little guy had been my own child. Are you guys like me? If I'm in the doghouse, I'll be such a worm. I'll say anything to get out of the doghouse. Gee, honey, no, this is silly. I don't even remember what we were fighting about. You pushed my parents off Mount St. Helens. I forgot all about that. Your mother really sailed, as I recall. Well, I got a new sexual etiquette book, a lot of do's and don'ts I wasn't familiar with. For instance, after making love, the man should never say to the lady, "Okay, Gertrude, that ought to hold you for a while." Thanks a lot. I enjoyed talking to you. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Yeah. Come on, George. Good shot. That'll hold you for a while. Okay. We'll be right back. And you're attacking everybody.